Although I will say,
microsite, which is raveclubs.com/ISE. So this has been the busiest ISE. Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at ISE 2025. It's day one. I'm here at the Google booth and I'm joined by Quentin Esterhuizen. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. We're really excited to attend this year. We've got a great booth. We're super excited.
Very busy booth, as you can, we are having to literally block traffic, so that is a great sign.
It's fantastic, and yeah, it's great seeing all the people attend the booth. It's really seeing the excitement around Workspace, around Google, especially around Meet.
Yeah, let's talk about Meet for a little bit. So Meet has a lot of really great AI integrations, and I wanted to ask just how you thought AI was going to be involved in collaboration in the future and where you see our industry headed with that.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think a lot of people see AI as a tool initially, and that's why for us it might have started as a tool, but we're really seeing that being embraced as a change in the way we work. Now, it's initially the way people help collaborate, how they can create content, like write emails, help people write documents, but now it's much more of a collaboration aid for them of how they can actually work together, and now we're seeing really about it being a perfect assistant to how you do your daily work, and also how it can improve how you communicate with others, whether that might be live captions or translations, all those kind of capabilities, how that's evolving in that space.
So something that I think is important to note is it's like not a replacement of anything, it's just kind of helping to make your life easier.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, like it's really for us evolved beyond just it being a tool of like, oh, I'll just use this tool, I'll replace this, and it's like, it's there to help you with your collaboration efforts, whether it keeps you focused on the meeting so you don't have to worry about the notes or the action items. Here comes that traffic that we mentioned. And it's really about helping with that collaboration effort, and then also making communication much easier, whether that is that translations aspect or even enhancing the video image quality so you can see each other much better, because we know video is such an important part of communicating.
Where do you see that? Do you see that integration becoming even more tightly intertwined with AV in the future?
Definitely. I think this is very much a start, and we're seeing how people are adopting this, changing the way they work, and I think it's only going to continue doing so more so. We'll see much more of what you'll see is like agentic behavior, how you can talk to these people as their assistants and agents, how they can completely take care of tasks, where instead of when you have an action item out of a meeting, it might be able to automatically follow up with the right person for you, as opposed to you having to do that mental task yourself.
Just like making all of 10 steps into one, basically.
Exactly, right? Because the real productivity is what getting you to focus on the important work that you are uniquely able to do, and then how do you automate and use AI capabilities to streamline all the stuff that are really important stuff to do, but they're usually busy work throughout the day that's preventing you to get to the really value out of stuff.
Let's talk about hybrid collaboration next, because that is clearly something that is still happening in our market and in the world. And representation in meetings is obviously becoming really important. As you know, we continue to be, some people work from home, some people work from the office. We are going to continue to join meetings that way. So talk about kind of Google's thoughts about how to make that process a little bit easier in terms of representation so everyone's on the same playing field.
Yeah, it's a great challenge, right? And it's still one that's prevalent. Even though there are more and more companies going back to the office, things like that, that policy is definitely changing. So we want to solve this or address this in a variety of ways. So if you're working from home, how to make sure that you're well represented, you're well lit, you're framed correctly, you're crisp and clear. You might want to hide your background with a generative background to make it fun and interactive, or if you just want to make sure you're well seen for a really important meeting, for example. Now that's one thing for the remote side. When you're going back to the office, how do we make sure that when you are in the office and the other people are remote, they don't lose that fidelity of being able to see clearly who's in the room. So that's where we also have different capabilities there that will help showcase that better. So we want to make sure that you can pin the most important person in the meeting room, so when you are remote, you can actually pay attention to the person, especially if you're doing that high-stakes presentation.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to look at this holistically for them. How do we make sure that people who do still continue remote work, that they are fairly represented, they are in control of that situation, but when you do go back to the conference room, you are well represented, and especially if you have those hybrid meetings, that both sides can get the best advantage of that.
That's important, right? Because I feel like the remote people so often miss like the little jokes that someone will make in the meeting, or like me like laughing quickly at what someone's saying. Like they don't get that, so they oftentimes like feel left out. So I do agree, it's so important to bring them back into the meeting and make them a focal point.
100%, and that's one of the things that you'll see continued innovation, whether either from our own capabilities or working with partners who have, let's say, central table cameras in this space, and we think that will continue to evolve so you can have that different capture angles, because that's one of those problems, as you mentioned, you might have a quick side glance or side word with someone in the conference room, and you don't always pick up on that. So having better integration with our partners in this ecosystem, and why we're really excited about trades like this, is to help showcase those capabilities.
Google has a reputation of being very forward-thinking in everything it does. So you guys have brought Project Starline back here. So this this is this idea of holographic meetings, this futuristic idea of being able to sit across and it looks like the person's there across from you. Where do you see the future of collaboration going? Is that kind of just the beginning and where we're headed?
100% it's the beginning. So we're super excited with the Starline demo here. It draws a lot of attention and draws a lot of traffic here, again, hence the heavy traffic here. And we think this is the start of that. And we're excited about the collaboration because there is an interesting opportunity here of having that collaborative experience, whether it's 2D, 3D, and everything in between. So what Starline obviously focuses on right now is this very 3D immersive experience that really captures that small details. And one of the big research studies they found from that aspect is being able to look at all those nonverbal cues, which you still get in video, but being able to see the dimensionality and all that makes a big difference. And this is the start of that. So we'll see when that product launches and into the future, there'll be more continued innovation here and how that landscape changes.
Do you see that being that kind of one-to-one, like head down, really, really focused meeting utilizing Project Starline?
So it's actually a variety. So anything where a relationship is a really important part, whether it might be a key customer, it might be a key sales deal, it could even just be building a better relationship with that entity, or if you're having a tough conversation, that's ideal for those moments. That's where it starts off with. There's other interesting things that I'm sure will evolve in the future when it comes to multi-person types of meetings, but the starting point right now is very much on that one-on-one immersive experience.
Well, my last question for you is where can people find more information about Google Meet and Google Workspace?
Great question. So there's a variety of information. If you're much more on the technical side, we have a great Workspace updates blog where you can see all the latest and greatest features and things like that. We have the overall Workspace blog where you'll see much more of the bigger themes and trends, topics like AI, especially with Gemini. Like a great example of this is where Gemini is now included in all enterprise SKUs and business SKUs. That's definitely been on the main Workspace blog as opposed to that more technical side. And then otherwise, you can just go to our general Meet website as well.
Well, thank you so much, Quentin. I hope you have a good rest of the show.
Thank you very much. Have a great show yourself.
Thank you. And don't forget, on our site, you can go to ravepubs.com/ISE for all our show coverage. Once again, I'm Steph Beckett. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.